I will talk about the solution for race discrimination. African and lower races fight with Chinese that like Chinese look down on them, class, race, behavioral, and gene. They change everything for Chinese because they want to enter the Chinese community. But if I say like this, it is too hard for them. I can use the way that they use. They are human right. They want to talk to the Chinese the same level. It's called baiting. The same like I fought with an old American woman for telling me like not to shop at the American store. If I have good-minded or if I don't want to have the American boyfriend, I need to prove them that like I do not want to shop at the American store. I said like it's I can give her that one. It is called baiting. African took the like Chinese are baiting. It's the same way that African talk to me and ask for treating me like a baiting. Even human they can treat as a baiting. Two part. For talk, for professional staff, talk, they can treat me as a baiting. For friendly and like try to get a date and to enter the community by using store friendly and customer service, then I see that it is not baiting. It is called human. See the differences? Even they can treat me as a baiting. I'm human, but they can still treat me as a baiting. If more than baiting, I will not see that as baiting. African men think that like Chinese women are the same like American women and Myanmar women. Is that really smart, Chinese woman? Maybe I'm too smart. Did they want to talk to the Chinese woman the same like they talk to the American woman and Myanmar woman? American woman told me that like he did not even want to sleep with the Chinese woman. Even like my mother. She is too soft, weak, and useless. My mom represents for the whole China. All the Chinese are the same like my mom. Very clever, and very soft, very weak, and they are totally useless. This is called Chinese. Chinese represent, my mom represent like the Chinese. And also, that useless one is like my mom. All African, all not African man, all American, all folks. He already told me that like, can't use your mom. Sorry, I mean like my father is still present, so I'm just for a conversation. That kind of soft, weak, and useless woman want to get sleep with the American man? Of course, yes. So American is a softer than Myanmar and Africa. Does everyone know that one, right? Even like American are very tough and very smart and like very Americanized. They are even like softer than like Myanmar and African and even like Indian. So this is the truth. I'm not bitching. Because of the one, like Indian right now change their gym. You need to go and see the representative Maya wife. If she still have the Indian skin and Indian texture, what is the relationship with me and representative Maya? I don't know. Did African want to sleep with Chinese? I do not assume. If no, it would be great. African want to change their clothes to show Chinese that they are upper class. Because like African have their like kind of like inferiority. So the way their faces and their poor life, so like they really feel shy. As far as I know. So they are trying to change everything. Then the class problem solved. We cannot accept African is not about class. Even they are poor or they are rich, it doesn't matter for us. So the problem is a race problem. I did not do the class discrimination with them. I need to show to the public that race problem is the largest one. Representative Maya gave me the idea of the DNA like from his Facebook. All lower races use the technique of the Central Intelligence Agency CIA, which is DNA stuff. So they use medicine. Face change fast for them because we American and Chinese look down on them. Also high class with the Indian face. They changed their face. Indian people came to the United States. Did you compare like Indian people at India and the Indian people in America? Their faces are totally different, right? So like their faces at India are more look like handsome, but like look like poor. In here, look like their faces are like kind of like more a little bit that size them more rough, but like handsome. That one is soft, a little bit look like Chinese right now because like they changed all the gene. Am I right? But like their faces are poor faces. Their faces are rich faces, but their skin are poor. See the differences? This is not only India. It's Africa. Africa also took the same technique and the same gene and the same like cosmetic surgery. I don't have proof. Is that because of like they live in America and their gene changed? So I need to talk about like American. Before America, are they the same like right? Current American? Right now, all the American are almost look like the Chinese. Do they want to deny for that one? American faces is like a lot higher than Chinese. Do they want to keep the Chinese faces? I show you the proof, right? The American faces. Don't they want to like Asian American faces? They're smart, very handsome, and very good looking. So right now, all the people like they change into the high class with the Indian their own face. They change into high class with their own face, and high class with Indian face or high class with the African face. The face again, that's they change to the high class with the Chinese face because like even they at India, their faces are poor. Their faces are handsome. Their skin are poor. In here, their faces are poor. Their skin is high class, right? The Chinese skin they got in here, either Indian or either African. Skin is high class. So they need to change their face. So they change their face first. No, their class first. Their body. So high class, the body is a high class. High class means like Chinese skin, Chinese body, Chinese texture, soft. See that one? Go and touch their Indian skin at the India and African at the Africa. I'm sorry, I need to tell like everything like the truth, every single one. Okay, I got a medical degree from the Myanmar. In here, I took the US M&E step 1 exam twice. I failed. Okay. Also, I need to talk about the US M&E exam. I studied a lot and like I went into the exam room and they asked me like not even like the one for the undergrad level. They are asking me for the postgrad level. How can I pass the exam? If they are treating like all the medical students like for the postdoc, no one will pass the medical license exam. I don't know how Indian and how Myanmar passed the medical license exam. I didn't pass. Do you want to test my medical knowledge? You can try me. I didn't pass. I'm really mad that like they are making like all the questions like impossible question for me. So like I already told you that they changed their classes, Chinese body first, but they still keep their Indian face, so they are still low life. Not low life, I mean like low standard. So fail again, they cannot enter our community. And then they change to the high class with the Chinese face. So the body is Chinese right now. So their face need to be like almost similar to the Chinese. Even like Indian, like I already showed the picture in the letter I sent to all the country, all the embassy, all the country, and also like Representative Maya, and also like Representative not all the representative, I forgot the name, and also like Illinois congressman, and also like for president of the United States. So I already mentioned that one, even Indian, they use Chinese body. Okay? So they changed into the high class with the Chinese face and high class with the American face, because they know that like if their faces stay as it, American and Chinese will look down on them. So right now, even some of the Indian women, they don't even have the Indian faces anymore. So how do they look like? Some of them look like Chinese. Their outline is just only a little bit Chinese left. Or maybe like Myanmar, or maybe like American. Okay? So I proved that we do not have the race discrimination too. It means that it is just for preference. We do not like it. We do not like it. So NIH and CDC use the COVID-19 as a gun to kill all the people, because Representative Maya told me that like our body antibody already produced. The first time infection came inside our body, when our body saw the infection, they against that one. They against that one. Our body have the immune right now. Our body when the virus came into our body know that one, and produce the antibody and attack. So that infection we already win over. So after we win over, our body already produced the antibody. That antibody, technically another infection came inside. They have memory. They will attack again. But for some reason right now, I don't know, is that military operation or something like that? My parents, right now, even I have, the first time, I feel like kind of like I look like I got the COVID. But second time, like a few days ago, I feel like I cannot breathe. I was really afraid that I got it like COVID again, even for myself. But like for our body, it shouldn't be like this way. The first time came inside, our body saw the virus attack. When the virus, our body already produced the antibody, and our body recognize and recognize the virus. It's called memory T cell. Am I right? But like kind of like we have like the only thing differences is Omicron and COVID-19 Delta viruses data. So like they are like different strain. So like maybe like because of different strain, our body cannot attack. Our body didn't have the like, antibody. So like we need to check for like the virus strain, like how they have like kind of like, it's called like kind of like the deep down level. So we need to know like everything. Like I still didn't check for COVID-19 yet. But anyway, I feel like kind of like our body already have the antibody. It's only different strain. The whole figure will be the same, right? So like that COVID-19, I cannot differentiate. It is a military operation weapon or it's really happening. Like we cannot kill that virus. Upper race even use their social distance and stay at home order to comfort the lower races. Lower races told us that we just want human rights, that we did not mistreat us. You did not mistreat us. If you ask one step beyond that, we mistreat you, you will show yourself you are prostitute. Finally, they change gene for F. If their gene stay as it, we cannot accept that one. It is not about race. It's not about class. It is not about race. It is about their gene. Finally, they change their gene. If their gene stay as it, we cannot accept them. Gene change like the high class with a Chinese or American face. So can we still call them like it is Indian, African, Vietnamese, Filipino, or Korean, or Japan? Well, Chinese accept lower races, It didn't work out. Like they tried so many ways. Myanmar, Indian, and African with the high class with the Chinese face or American face, they still have their own behavior. Chinese state cannot accept that one. So the problem is a gene problem. So now they behave like the American or Chinese with the American and Chinese faces. At first, I was shocked when I saw like Representative Maya wife. I was totally shocked. Her face look like in the picture. Her face look like my aunt. It's not my real aunt. Like my aunt father and my grandfather. They are like kind of like my grandfather is her parents' nephew, but not second cousin. I think. So it's a little bit far from me. It's not my real aunt. It's like kind of like she is like for one generation older than me. But she is almost like I'm 44, 45. So she is like almost like 53 or 54. She's almost like 10 years older than me, 10 or 14. So like I was so surprised. But don't say the one. Like for Indian people, their faces are even higher than Representative my wife is around about like 35. But my aunt is a 55-year-old. But the same face. I don't know, like Indians are like kind of like some of the Chinese faces are Indian faces too. Because like they are like kind of Indian and woman married, Indian and Chinese married, and their next generation faces are like this way. They want to claim that like they are half Chinese. I mean, like, do they have record for like half Chinese? I know that like kind of like Chinese are very strict, and also Indian are very strict too. These two races were married to each other. That's impossible. But anyway, like if I say like this, I cannot accept like half Chinese, that Indian with the half Chinese. So I cannot say that one. But this is our gene, like they got. That's for sure, right? And also like can American and Chinese marry to the lower races? Lower races cannot accept like different races present. They point out that like if we see them the same race, they can talk to the other race. They can get a human right. I mean, that's that kind of stuff like repetition again and again. I'm so sick of that one. I always said that one. Please accept that like kind of like different races and different classes exist. And then like even like after like several times, they said like, oh no, if you treat them like the same level, the problem will solve. No. Different races and different classes exist. Please accept like lower races are lower than upper races. You cannot use the law or humane or to adjust that gap. Racism cannot get the same job with the poor. As long as they talk formally and professionally, we can get a job. But even formally and professionally, lower races are getting a manager position. They want poor upper race to work for them. That is the main problem. Even they got a manager position. They still want to hire classy lower race, classy upper race. They didn't see that, oh, classy one is poor right now. They didn't see it that way. They only say like kind of, oh, we are like slave for like so many years. Like everyone looked down on us. You need to give us the understanding. It won't work that way. But the law already give it to them. So like classy, just do homeless. Do you want to change them to be a non-racist and non-racism? That is how lower races want to solve the problem. The solution is to change the upper race not to be a racist and not a racism. Is that the right way? It didn't make sense at all. With the use of the CIA, we can tell everyone that which one is American and which one is Chinese. We have gene level proof. If you don't trust my word, you can test it. But right now, there are a lot of, I will give you so many examples. Right now, like there are a lot of cheating I saw in this country, even at the champagne. I'm going to use the American and Chinese as an example. If I use the Indian and African as an example, they will feel like they didn't get the chances. February 6, 2022. It was like 3 days ago. Sunday, I work at a like Chinese restaurant and Myanmar woman, like Chinese complexity, 30 years old only. And Chinese time came into the restaurant with the American guy. He looked like 55-year-old. She talked to my boss with she talked to my boss with Chinese. She couldn't talk to me in Chinese. You see my faces, and you always know that like I won't let that happen. So she did not talk to me in Chinese. But when I put the dishes onto their table, she talked to me in Chinese. So I got the chances. Do you think I will let her do that way? I just beat with a one strike. Oh, your face did not look like Chinese. I was born in Myanmar. I'm not Myanmar. But Chinese and Myanmar were almost lost Chinese face. It is not because like I was born in Myanmar and Chinese. I lost Chinese face. I came America and I work as a receiving. I work as a stocker, and I work as a renter. So my face is a poor minimum pay face. Okay? That face. Stay look like upper class. So I just compare my face with her, and then like, oh, I was born in Myanmar, I'm not Myanmar, but Chinese at Myanmar were almost lost Chinese face. When everyone see the Chinese as Myanmar, they can separate like they are Chinese from Myanmar people. They can separate the Chinese at Myanmar and Myanmar people. They can separate that one out. Am I true for that one? Should I need that kind of people getting away from the cheating? I can be quiet and I didn't tell anything. Like even I see that one, I just let that happen. I can do that one. But why did she talk to me in Chinese? Right? Do they think that we will accept the Myanmar people as a Chinese by using the law? We cannot let the Myanmar people as a Chinese. I cannot give the credit to the Myanmar like this way. I came from Myanmar, and Myanmar embassy will claim me that like, I'm under that embassy, and security will be from Myanmar embassy. But I cannot give the credit like that to the Myanmar. Right? I came from Myanmar. But like, if something happen in here, I need to report to the Myanmar embassy. Because of that way, I need to be like, oh, Myanmar are nice. No, they are cheating on us. Because only when we just like, oh, maybe like this is like kind of like Chinese face. No, this is Myanmar face, but Chinese skin. Not only Myanmar, Indian, African, they are all like this in United States. Is that because of gene? At Myanmar, we have Myanmar, Chinese, and Indian too. They are skin. So another one is like Myanmar genes taking the Chinese feature, Chinese face, Chinese style, Chinese behavior. It's the same like Indian and African, the one that I mentioned earlier. When they took the Chinese feature, they lost their appearance. The lady came into the Lai restaurant. If the Lai restaurant still have the welcome, you can check all those stuff. It's just for references. Congresswoman Sarah Jacob. She stayed at the Congress. She lost her Indian face, but she still have some of the Indian face. How about her body? Okay, body appearance she lost. I did not say Indian took the Chinese body. Sarah Jacob. Technically, Chinese people at Myanmar has a Chinese body shape, but like that Chinese body shape, Myanmar want to mimic. So like Chinese is like that way. So Myanmar mimic is like a little bit like that way. So like that kind of Myanmar feature, Sarah Jacob will mimic. So that kind of like that way. So what feature is that? It should be Chinese feature. I did not say alien took Chinese body. I can prove with them. Facebook owner, Mark Zuckerberg's wife. She is Chinese. But husky, I always showed that one husky. We have that kind of soft. This is called Chinese. Mark Zuckerberg's wife doesn't have that kind of gesture anymore. And I like because of like all the mini map at United States, we gotta look like this way. It looks so poor. How can Mark Zuckerberg, billionaire wife, have that kind of face texture? That billionaire totally lost Chinese face. It's the same like the lady came into the restaurant. She is the same like her. I don't know how did that happen. If I call them like she's lie, then how about Mark Zuckerberg? See that way? So like if we are going to take that kind of face as a Chinese, and that kind of Chinese and that kind of texture. And United States, my face look like that way. Minimum pay United States. It's very dangerous. It is about gene. So I'm talking about this is the way how Indian and African got Chinese body. That's the proof. My body is the proof. She got Burma face and Vietnamese at the US with the US at the US. Vietnamese at the US game. The Mark Zuckerberg wife. It's very dangerous. Her face totally lost Chinese face and her face is totally Burma. Not Chinese at all. Mark Zuckerberg wife. But her mother is totally Chinese. I already checked her photo. You can check my internet website like the browsing. I gave the two examples for people are cheating to be the higher races. If I caught that woman came into the restaurant is a cheater, how about Mark Zuckerberg's wife? His wife mother is a real Chinese. How come she is the Burma face? So are we supposed to give the Burma embassy that kind of credit because I came from Burma? Is that military operation or are they lying? That is millionaire. This is the came into the store with the American guy. That I strike with the one strike. How can we solve that problem? Are they not going to take that kind of face? Came into the restaurant? Are they not going to take as a Burma anymore? And that kind of face, are they going to take as a Burma? Burma want to claim me as a Burma? So, period. Another is an Indian and African uses a Chinese body, Chinese fat outline. American rich guy is taking a Chinese face and Chinese style too. Even American. It's a military operation because Chinese look down on the lower races and military want to solve the discrimination in US using the cosmetic surgery for face and gym substitution or replacement for the body feature. Painting outline with it this way. I will solve the discrimination solution in different way like above. And also lower race want to get our impression and they eat our food too. Vietnam came into the Chinese grocery store with their American husband and wife and pretend that like Vietnam food are the same like Chinese. If we need to give the credit like this, should I need to take that mohinga and khao suat are Chinese food? I came from Myanmar. This is for our breakfast. Rich noodle, rice noodle with the fish soup is not Chinese soup. Fish soup is a Chinese. Fish soup is Chinese, but the one like they put in the ingredient is a fish sauce. Fish sauce is a Chinese ingredient, but like they might put fish sauce a lot. So rice noodle fish sauce become a Myanmar soup. That soup is Chinese one, but the Chinese one they put a fish sauce. And also they added the other stuff, Myanmar ingredient. So I'm like separated all the stuff up. Noodle, the soup style, all are Chinese. But the soup color is not Chinese. And also like the way that they put amount, fish sauce amount it, not Chinese. So technically we don't take moringa as our food. And fish sauce is a Chinese ingredient, but Myanmar put a lot of fish sauce. Chinese can eat only 25% of the Myanmar fish sauce level. But the way in the moringa level, like the way like at the Chinatown, they are selling for moringa, and the one at the Myanmar area, they are selling for moringa. The fish oil intensity is that at Chinatown, we only put for our own people 25%. If we go to the Myanmar area, they will put for like 100%. So we cannot even eat the kind of moringa anymore. So I can give the comparison, the one like you can see like very clearly that like for orange chicken. Orange chicken is a Chinese food, and then for American, it's a 75% of the Chinese taste with 25% of the American taste. So orange chicken is almost like modernized and like American style level, but like American still cannot eat that orange chicken every day. Am I right? So I need to point out that like Myanmar ingredient we are using at the Chinese restaurant are all Myanmar dishes began right now. Like kind of like it's a spicy chicken, and also I forgot like some kind of Indian dishes, Indian spices, all become like kind of like Indian food. Even like we are selling at the Chinese restaurant. But don't take our Chinese restaurant as this is also like Thailand restaurant. At the Thailand people at the Myanmar, they open the Chinese restaurant, the one like barbecue and for hot pot. They are taking like this is called Thai restaurant, and they want to claim that this is like Thai food. I mean, Thai people, can you try the Thai food? And can you compare with the Chinese food, like Chinese soup, like hot pot, the one for hot pot, the whole. Can they try the taste? Is that Chinese taste or is it like Thailand taste? But like for Chinese upper class food are like kind of like we didn't like put like our Chinese ingredient anymore. We just make it for the American standard. So like because of like the way we cook for the American standard, the other race can claim our food as their race, their food. So I just want to tell them that like you all need to take your own food. Don't take our food, like the one like we are reaching at the highest level, even for American level. Even we change our food into the highest American standard level. American state cannot didn't want to eat our food. Okay. So I need to point out that Myanmar ingredient we are using become like Myanmar dishes. Pizza and pasta with a meatball and noodle are Chinese stuff. But pasta sauce is the same like calzetto. So it became like pasta is the Italian food. Technically, the pasta is the American food. It's the same like calzetto.